so it ends up being quite an important item to have. Oh, I'm looking at two people here. Stampede has been popped. I've been pulled right into the enemy jungler. I'm gonna go ahead and ult here to put some distance between me and him. I'm okay with fighting them though. I just don't want to fight them both together right in their face. I want to continue to keep my distance here. I'm going to pop that. Sunbeam Bow will be activated. Lernium Bow will be activated, and I'll be able to kill the Sun Wukong pretty easily. And now a couple of auto attacks onto the Sobek, and he'll die pretty easily as well. That is so much damage from this build. Sunbeam Bow is so OP. I'm going to try to fight him. I doubt he's going to fight me, but I also do have to keep in mind that there are people probably showing up. I'm going to be able to hit a lot of Sunbeam Bow auto attacks. He's going to bring me into their entire team. I do a lot of damage. I'm extremely far ahead. He'll fall pretty easily, and the E set will as well. Izanami misses her ult because I guess she thought I was going to dive the Phoenix, and she gets one shot as well. You're starting to see just how much damage. Hello, hope you guys are doing well, and today I'm bringing you guys some Artemis gameplay. I started the recording just a little bit late, but you guys just basically missed out me clearing the camp, so you should be fine. The build is at the start of the video, or it's up on your screen now. I always say at the start of the video when I know it's up on the screen. Oh, she's dead. I'm gonna try to maybe save her. Keeping this guy distracted, she does end up using the shell and she will end up living. Nice job. Anyways, like I was mentioning, build is on top of your screen in the form of a screenshot, in case that's the only reason you're here. If that's not the only reason you're here, then we're going to talk about a couple of things this video. We're going to talk about playing Artemis. We're going to talk about, ooh, nice little stun. Fortunately, I don't get the root off of that. That definitely would have been a death, but we might be able to kill him either way. One more auto attack into a third ability, maybe. Unfortunately, he dashed away and we're not going to be able to catch up to him. And now she's going to be in danger. She doesn't want to get plucked here. Okay, she'll be fine. Nice. They ended up backing up. I feel like I could have killed him there if I just used my third ability a little bit sooner. Anyways, if you're not just here for the build, then we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk a little bit about, obviously, Artemis, playing Artemis in the ADC lane, playing ADC lane in general. Let me go ahead and trap him here, and that might actually end up getting him killed. Nice job. A couple of auto attacks to help from the Aphrodite, and a third ability will end up getting him killed. Very nice. Very powerful root. I love her first ability. It is so obnoxious to go up against. If she got that stun, I would have rooted her too, but because she didn't, I'm going to try to focus a little bit on clearing some of the jungle camps around the duo lane. But yeah, we're going to talk about obviously playing Artemis. We're going to talk about playing ADC as Artemis and in general, and then we'll talk about the build pretty in depth. It's going to be a fun video. Starting off with some of the strengths and weaknesses to Artemis. She has a lot of strengths. First, she has a lot of CC. Literally 3 out of her 4 abilities apply some sort of CC. 2 of them are hard CC. 1 of them is soft CC. She has a very good stim. She gets a lot of attack speed from her second ability. She gets a lot of movement speed. Her ult gives her CC immunity, which is always invaluable. And also, it's one of those big AoE ults that does a lot in the team fights. And then, is there anything else that I'm missing? Those are her strengths. Now, moving on to some of her weaknesses. She doesn't have an escape. She doesn't have any ability that she can say like, hey, I press this button and I'm going to put X amount of distance between me and you, or I'm going to instantly go under tower. That's not something that she has access to, and that's going to be her absolute biggest weakness. It's somewhat made up for by the fact that she has as much CC as she does, so she can self-heal for herself. And she also does, like I mentioned, have the movement speed from her second ability, which definitely does come in very, very handy. So those are some of her strengths and weaknesses. You'll notice that I place some traps on the ground, and then I stand behind them when I'm looking at the, what's his name? Sobek. Sobek cannot dash me if I'm standing behind these, because then he'll get trapped, and obviously the dash will not go through. Now, they ended up going for our camp. I don't really fancy our ability to fight them here or steal it. So I actually instead decided to come over and invade their camp and kind of make it an even trade, because fighting them head on is kind of a little bit hard to do early, because Artemis early game is definitely nowhere near as good as the enemy. Oh wait, we might actually be able to kill him now, because I did get my ultimate off of clearing that camp. He's going to end up taking a lot of damage. Tusky will go in for the stun. One more auto attack will end up getting him killed. And now she's going to dash, or attempt to dash. Are you going to dash, honey? She might not dash. Okay, there it is. She was waiting till she can get under tower, which I guess was somewhat smart. But yeah, anyways, getting level 5 off of that camp, we were able to actually pick up that kill on the Sobek. Give us a pretty large lead over our enemy. We are level 5, nearing level 6 after we clear this wave, whereas she is level 4 right now. So huge lead, good amount of gold, good amount of experience that we have over her. And when we choose to back, which is going to be right after this camp, we'll actually end up grabbing our devil gloves right off the bat. But yeah, those are some of her strengths and weaknesses. Her biggest weakness being she doesn't have an escape. or at least a traditional one. Oh, unfortunate. I might actually not be able to get this. Maybe I'm able to steal it. He missed his jump. That's very good for me. Oh, we won't be able to steal it, but now he's also in trouble of dying again. Did use the ultimate to try to gain some distance. The minute he pops up, I have my third ability ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and throw the third ability in there. Unfortunately, not enough to kill him. Will root the enemy, what's her face? One more auto attack and she'll die. There it is. Oh, wait, I didn't hit it. I didn't hit that last auto attack and I ended up dying. That's so unfortunate. And look at the health on both of them. I thought I was going to be able to hit that. That's so unfortunate. Maybe that was just a tad bit too ambitious to stay after all of that. I could have just backed. Nonetheless, I get to back and grab my devil gloves, which is always nice to have. And I'll talk about the build a little bit here in a second or two. But yeah, that's Artemis for you. A big part of my emphasis in the early game laning phase is going to be securing some of the jungle camps around the objective. I'm going to place this trap here so that he can't pluck me, and then make sure that we grab some of those moon shards. And I want to make sure that I clear this wave. And then I'm okay with going aggressive again. Artemis's ult is just so oppressive that you can really get away with some crazy stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and call the attack here. Me and the Aphrodite will pull up. And I have my ultimate and beads available. She's actually going to end up plucking me straight into his poor Izanami, and I'll be able to kill her with my full combo, making use of my ultimate and my first ability. And now his life is also being called into question. I'm going to try to hit some auto attacks, very good jukes. I'm going to slow him down, which is going to impede his ability to juke. And then maybe he gets his dash here. I'm going to use my second ability to catch up to him. She's getting her stun soon. He's definitely going to die here. I'm going to go ahead and slow him. Try to place the trap under his feet, and with the trap connecting, one more auto attack will end up getting us the kill on the Sobek. Plucking me into the poor Izanami was probably the worst decision he ever made. I was able to instantly kill the Izanami and very swiftly change onto him and hit him with my CC. That coupled with the Aphrodite CC, and we were able to kill him pretty easily. Nice. And now I'm going to attempt to steal this. I don't think there's any way she gets this. That's super unfortunate if you're her. I don't know why she came straight for this camp. Probably the worst part is that she's missing some gold from the minions by doing this first. But yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about why Devil Gloves. Devil Gloves has been nerfed, or rather will be nerfed. I know it's getting nerfed because I saw it on the patch notes, but that patch is still not out. But it will be nerfed, unless it is out. It might be. Either way, it's still not the end of the world. I mean, Devil Gloves is still a pretty decent item. What I like about Devils is it just gives you a lot of power and a lot of lifesteal. Specifically, the lifesteal is nice to have in the early game because there are a lot of builds nowadays revolving around not getting lifesteal and getting like a dagger or frenzy and going for like a high power, high attack speed build in the very early game. Learning and bow, sunbeam bow, like kind of what she's going. Oh, she's definitely going to die here. She's going to go ahead and beads. I'm going to follow her with my second ability. I have my ultimate up, which I will use here in a second if need be. If not, I won't, because I'm able to. She turns around and starts auto attacking me, so I don't need to stop her from running away because she stopped running away, so I can just kill her regularly. I'm gonna go ahead and ult here. I'm gonna try to juke his ultimate by walking this way. Didn't give me enough time to, and now we're just gonna have to. Ooh, nice. Now that he missed that, I'm actually gonna be able to live, and I could, if he keeps chasing, actually trap him here. And now that my teammate is coming, we might be able to kill him. I'm gonna end up successfully trapping him. The Afro's here, and Afro just needs to hit one little thing, and then I'll be able to kill him with an auto attack. Very nicely done. 6-1 on the Artemis. Thank God he missed that. Anyways, like I was mentioning, they're going for like a sunbeam bow. Ooh, unfortunate. I did manage to beads. He also did get caught in the trap though, so I'm gonna be able to do a lot of damage and actually stop him from continuing to fight any further. Very nice job. And then I'm gonna do some good damage on these as well. I need to back soon. I have 2,500 gold. But yeah, the reason why I'm going lifesteal, even when people tend to not like it, is because it really does help you exacerbate your lead or kind of gain a lead or be able to kind of keep in par with your enemy, even in the ways that you might not think about it, right? When people buy lifesteal, a lot of the times they think of it as like, well, I'm going to hit you and I'm going to heal, which obviously is true, but you're also going to hit the minions and heal. You're going to hit the jungle camps and heal. And why is that important? Because if I'm healing passively just from clearing the wave and clearing jungle camps and hitting you, which is something that I'm going to do anyways, I might have more health to stay for that extra jungle camp. I might have more health to stay for an extra wave. I might get an extra minion or two, right? I'm not going to have to back as often and on opportune times. I might be able to actually kill her off of that dash. I just need to wait to see if I'm in range to ult her. I'm not in range right now, but by going back to clearing the wave, I might be able to get her to step a little bit out of the way. She did get hit by the slow. The minute the silence is over, I'm going to ult her. Learning bow will end up grabbing me that kill. and giving me my 7th kill on this poor Izanami. I almost feel bad for her. Anyways, as I was mentioning before, right, so if you have some lifesteal in the early game, you're going to be able to heal passively off of clearing jungle camps, clearing the wave, fighting your enemy, you know, trading auto attacks back and forth. That's something that you're going to be doing anyways. And oftentimes that lifesteal is going to be enough to be the differentiating factor between you getting an extra wave or not, you being able to contest that extra camp or not. And while one camp and one minion wave one minion wave isn't going to make all the difference for you, over the course of 15 minutes in the laning phase, that could easily turn into 1 or 2 waves, 2 or 3 jungle camps, and that is going to make the difference. That's the difference between you getting a full item over them for the next fight. That's the difference between you being able to rotate. It's just the little things that come together to kind of accumulate into a large lead up against your enemy like the one we have now. And that position that we find ourselves in is obviously due to the immense amount of kills that I have, but also the fact that in a game where you would be even and you wouldn't have as many kills as I do at this time because of mistakes that your enemy laner made, it oftentimes will come down to that extra minion, that extra jungle camp, even if it might seem a little bit kind of, what's the word? Even if it might seem a little bit unimportant to lose that one minion or that one jungle camp. Now that we find ourselves in a position of being ahead, my goals have shifted, right? Where earlier my goal was to farm. Now my goal is actually to try to get this, you know, continue to farm all of the jungle camps around the objective, because not only is that how you're going to gain your lead, but it's also how you're going to maintain the lead that you have. But my secondary goal here is going to be to grab this tower so that I can rotate and assist my team elsewhere on the map, right? I already have a big lead here. It's over a 2-level lead and a huge amount of gold over her. Again, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop farming, because that's how you lose and that's how you lose that lead. But what it does mean is that I can take this lead that I've made in this lane and push it onto elsewhere in the map. Granted, in this specific game, my team is rock stars. It's composed of a bunch of rock stars. They're all doing very well. But although me showing up to the mid lane to kill one person won't really make too much of a difference to how the game is going, the trajectory of this game, me showing up, killing one person, and then doing Gold Fury is going to further solidify our lead, because at the end of the day, the #1 fact that will determine which team wins and which one loses oftentimes will come down to, can this Thanatos leave? We're not going to do anything here. You can go ahead and leave. She's not coming out of tower. Like I mentioned, these Gold Furies, these Pyromancers, these Fire Giants are going to be the most important thing, the most important factor as to which team wins or loses. And we're going to go ahead and get started on that here now. The enemy Izanami was never going to step up to this. She would literally insta-die. And even if she did, I mean, what were the chances that she was going to do enough damage to stop us? I'm going to start talking about the build here in a second as I pull off a rotation to mid. Actually, they're under tower. I think that the soul is dead, even despite the fact that I get there. I'm going to go ahead and take this camp. And then maybe try to kill her and grab this tower, and then it'll make it a lot easier for me to rotate later on. If she stays, I don't know where she is. Granted, I mean, we're at the point where I could just get the tower despite her being there if I really wanted to. I have no earthly idea where she went, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, there she is. My team's doing just fine without me. I'm going to continue to farm a little bit. I have a lot of gold. Anyways, before I start talking about the itemization here in a second, I do want to mention that if you are enjoying this video or finding it helpful, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on any future content. Also, just check out the rest of my channel. I post a daily Smite content, anything from the video you're watching now, which is a kind of gameplay commentary build video, to like Smite character guides, which I believe I have one for Artemis. Don't quote me on that. I think I do. If I don't, then I'll get started on it definitely soon. But I should have one for her. I don't think she has her dash up. I'm going to go ahead and ult and get her killed here. And now I should be able to focus on grabbing this tower. And again, it will make it a lot easier for me to rotate later on. I don't know where any of the enemy is, though. That's something that does concern me a little bit, is that I have absolutely no idea where they are. I see the Sobek in mid, but there's 4 of them and only one of them showing up on the map, which is a little bit scary. So maybe I'm just going to go ahead and take my back here. I don't want to get rotated on. Anyways, like I was mentioning, subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like these. I make character guides, which are 12-minute guides where I talk about everything you need to know about a character, whether it be what their abilities do, how to combo them together, where to play them, how to build them. Like literally everything you need to know about a character you can learn from those guides, and they're like 12-minute videos, very easy to watch. Oh, unfortunately I didn't hit that. And then also do follow my Discord server, or join my Discord server rather. Ooh, she missed her ult. Nice. If she's still here when this tower dies, she's going to die. You need to start running the minute I went on a tower, and unfortunately she didn't end up doing that. I'm gonna hit the learning bow, hit the third ability, and she will die almost instantly. Again, at this current moment, I'm looking at the map and I don't see any of them. I might be able to kill him. I am half health and don't have access to none of my abilities except for my ultimate. If he beats my ultimate, it's done for. I'm gonna try to do as much damage as possible. Oh wait, I actually managed to kill him. Nice. I was like, I'm gonna try to do as much damage as possible so at least my Thanatos is able to kill him. But I was actually able to kill him with the help of the Thanatos and the Sunbeam Bow. Thank you, Sunbeam Bow, for doing so much damage. And now I'll be able to have them actually go to middle lane and distract them while I continue to farm a little bit over on this side of the map. Like I was mentioning, join the Discord server. If you have any questions for me, need any help with Smite, or I just want some friendly non-toxic people to play Smite 2 with, any of those reasons, join the Discord server. Again, you can play games with me. I can help you out. You chat with me, whatever. And there's a lot of people that can help you out as well when it comes to any questions you might be having, or just find some cool people to play Smite with. It's a non-toxic server, so if you're new, we definitely welcome new people. And it'll help you get better at the game. What more could you want? And finally, follow me on Twitch for live gameplay. If you want to watch me play live, follow me on Twitch. It's a bit of a different experience than this. I get to interact with you guys directly. You guys get to ask questions directly. It's always a ooh, I was about to curse, sorry. Family friendly. It's always a blast. I was gonna say yeah, it's always a blast to hang out with you guys live. Let me speed run the build because we've spent a lot of time yapping about random stuff. First of all, with the starter item, that still tends to be the item that I lean to right now in this current meta, especially for two reasons. One, it gives you that sustain, which I was telling you guys earlier just how important having that sustain is. Second of all, since I knew I was going to go Sunbeam Bow later on when it's upgraded to Death's Embrace, or whatever the hell it's called, it helps you sustain through using that item, right? That item costs mana to use as long as you have it toggled on, and Death's Embrace will give you a lot of mana in return for hitting auto attacks. So it kind of works very well together, and it allows you to use Sunbeam Bow a little bit more than you would be able to if you didn't have it. After that, I like to go for the Devil Gloves. I already talked pretty in-depthly about the Devil Gloves, so I don't really need to talk about it more than I already have. I'm going to talk about why the Learning Bow. Learning Bow is special to me for a couple of reasons. One, it helps out with clear. Artemis's clear isn't the best, not the worst, but it's going to help out a lot with clear, with clearing minions, with clearing waves. And clearing waves is you hitting an extra auto or two on your enemy, which could end up turning into you killing your enemy, right? So it ends up being quite an important item to have. Ooh, I'm looking at two people here. Stampede has been popped. I've been pulled right into the enemy jungler. I'm going to go ahead and ult here to put some distance between me and him. I'm okay with fighting them though. I just don't want to fight them both together right in their face. I want to continue to keep my distance here. I'm going to pop that. Sunbeam Bow will be activated. Learning Bow will be activated, and I'll be able to kill the Sun Wukong pretty easily. And now a couple of auto attacks onto the Sobek, and he'll die pretty easily as well. That is so much damage from this build. Sunbeam Bow is so OP. I also did, which I know we're talking about it here in a second, but I also did get Haste and Fatalis, which is funny. So there was no way he was going to get away. But yeah, Learning Bow helps you clear a little bit in the early game, and it's a lot of burst damage, and it's burst damage that's relatively safe, right? Whereas when you're auto attacking, you slow yourself by a pretty large percentage, even made even worse if you're backpedaling, you're going to be very slow, and it puts you in a weird position where it makes it very easy for the enemy team to hit you. But when you use Learning Bow, you can use it while you're auto attacking and it will not slow you any further, or you could use it on its own without slowing yourself. So it ends up being quite an impressive amount of damage that you can do on a pretty decently, often, and especially on a character like Artemis, who has so much CC. If I hit someone with a 1 and I'm auto attacking them and I also use Learning Bow, it ends up being an immense amount of damage that oftentimes the enemy team won't be expecting and will land you a nice kill. After that, Sunbeam Bow just does an immense amount of damage, and it helps a lot with clearing some of the objectives. I'm talking Pyromancers, Gold Furies, and even Towers. It just does a lot of damage to those objectives, apart from the fact that it does a lot of damage to the enemies that you're going to be fighting. And also, I mean, if you use Sunbeam Bow in combination with your slow and your stun and your root and cripple and everything else that they've managed to pack into Artemis's kit, it ends up doing quite a lot of damage. Ooh, I might be able to kill them both here. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's gonna run away the minute he finds out I'm here, I'm sure of it. And after that, usually I would go into Executioner, and actually in the screenshot of the build, I did put Executioner in this slot, because usually you will go Executioner in this slot. I'm going to try to fight him. I doubt he's going to fight me, but I also do have to keep in mind that there are people probably showing up. I'm going to be able to hit a lot of Sunbeam Bow auto attacks. He's going to bring me into their entire team. I do a lot of damage. I'm extremely far ahead. He'll fall pretty easily, and the E set will as well. Izanami misses her ult because I guess she thought I was going to dive the Phoenix, and she gets one shot as well. You're starting to see just how much damage this build can do. I mean, we do have Fire Giant, granted, but even if we didn't, I mean, that is an immense amount of damage. I'm going to pop the dagger to do more damage to this Phoenix, and we should be able to end the game here with no issue. So yeah, Executioner usually in this slot, if you're not having trouble up against the tanks, which I'm definitely not, as you can tell, I ended up going for the Sunbeam Boat instead. Or sorry, the, what do you call it? Hasten Fatalis. If you are in a normal game where the tanks might be a little bit of pressure, then you'll go into the Executioner, and then you'll go into the Odysseus Bow, and then the Hasten Fatalis last item. Just a bunch of lifesteal. The Hasten Fatalis is really not something that's core, but it is nice to have so you can be super mobile and avoid a lot of the incoming damage during the fight. It's more of a just last item, cherry on the cake type item, but when you're super far ahead, it could turn from that into a stomp item, right? If you're really far ahead in the early game, it could help you stomp tremendously like we did in this game. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.